अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांस्यां श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगन रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगना ललिता श्रीविशाखाविशाञ्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपीश गोपिकाकांता श्रीराधाकांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरंगी श्रीराधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Today is a very special day in the Vaishnavas, in our life. It is the disappearance of our grandfather, His Holiness Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada. We have many reasons to celebrate. As a established founder acharya of Gaudiya Math, he has envisioned how this movement of holy names and propagating of the scriptures all over the world, in every language, in every town and village. He has a very daring spirit. He is known as Simha Guru, the Lion Guru. It is not no reason that the title is given to him. He established himself with the daring steps at the time of need. There many incidents happened, but few I would like to share with you. Being a disappearance day, many things are recollected, coming to my mind, but few things I would like to share. First, prioritizedly, I don't want to categorize the situation of the crisis in the society, utilizing that situation for the best of the society. I would like to categorize the war situation. You know, the war happening from 9 months, Ukraine and Russia. The situation is so epidemic. It has become an epidemic without any solution. The same thing happened in 1947 also in India. The crisis of independence, recovering from the British people. Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati, as an acharya in Ultatang in Gaudiya Math, he was having a relationship with his disciples. At that time, our Gurudev, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, by force by his good friend to meet his spiritual master Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Spiritual master Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is envisioned something which nobody has seen it through A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, our Gurudev. At Udlatanga, when his friend brought close to Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, I will call Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada as Srila Prabhupada. our Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami, for the clarification, please. Little confusion be there, otherwise. Both are acharyas. We cannot offend acharyas. So, Bhaktivedanta Swami, as a grahastha, he was taken by his friend to his Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada. When he saw Gurudev, Bhaktivedanta Swami, he noticed something very interesting. As he was talking to Bhaktivedanta Swami, he said that you are a young man, you are dynamic, you know many languages. Why don't you preach? Why don't you preach of the message of Krishna Chaitanya? Immediately, because he's a follower of Gandhiyavadi at the time, Bhakti Vedanta Swami, he said, we are in crisis, the world is in crisis. So, I don't think this is the right time to push this Krishna consciousness movement. But Srila Prabhupada gave a wonderful answer. He says that these wars will come and go, aate jata rahe. They'll come and go. The crisis keep on coming. If this ends, one more crisis come. But Chaitanya movement can never stop. It is the need of the hour. This made Bhaktivedanta Swami to think over again and again. Actually, he was born in a Vaishnava family where his father is an ardent follower of Krishna. Bhaktivedanta Swami was given a deities of Archavigra, deities of Radha Krishna to worship at a young age. In spite of all the good qualities, as he was getting exposed to the material world through his education system, at the time British were ruling our India continent, he was feeling in the heart, maybe the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has not been, has a limit. It is not continuously been empowering the people as the limit. He was feeling like that. The youngster by heart, that may have made him to think in this way because he was studying English philosophy, Western philosophy, was simultaneously reading Sanskrit. So simultaneously he has a different mind. Seeing the crisis around him is a very common for a immature youngsters to think there's no solution. Even the wise man gives the solution. Sometimes it happens. The same thing happened with Bhakti Vedanta Swami. He was thinking, maybe this is not the right time, but when Srila Prabhupada was exposed, then that gave him a hope. Yes, it could be right. And it didn't take much time to surrender to Srila Prabhupada immediately. In the short period of their conversation, within few minutes, Srila Prabhupada convinced Bhaktivedanta Swami that, why don't you preach? You know so many languages, why don't you preach? This was taken, this amazed the other followers of Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati. Gaudiya Math is well known in Bengal, Orissa, Assam, Northeast India, and maybe some other parts of the world. He has a very strong followers of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Sannyasis, very established in philosophy. In spite of all these things around him, Srila Prabhupada found something uniqueness in Bhaktivedanta Swami. He is a grahastha, he is just married, and he has a children to take care of for many more years to come. It's not that immediately he will jump into the Vaishnava cult wearing garb of saffron. That is not possible. He just enter into the Grastha life. And it will take time, maybe 15 years, 20 years, till his children are grown. Sri Sri Gaurnitaya ki, Sri Sri Radha Rasmi Lalita Shaki ki, Sitaram Lakshman Man ki, Tagore Hari Premanande. But still, the voice that came from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's mouth shaken the sannyasis around. And Srila Prabhupada himself amazed how such a thing can happen in his life. Actually, before meeting Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami was convinced the sadhus are bogus. They cannot change the life. They cannot change anybody's heart. And he was just little bit materialized. He was thinking of good family, expand his business, industries, and he's very good in that business actually. He was very successful. He was traveling all over the India, and Bose laboratory products he was distributing. He was quite successful. But when the voice came from the Acharya, it changed his heart in no time. That's what they say, Labhamatu Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hoy. Even a momentary association of a pure Vaishnava, the heart can transformed. This happened we can see in the life of Bhaktivedanta Swami. Then immediately he was thinking of it. He was thinking of it deeply. And the answer is very clear. This movement of Hare Krishna, holy names of the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, are immediately need for the society. But never deviated from his Grastha life. He continued to do the activities. I would like to continue about Bhaktivedanta Swami to make it clear. He had an establishment in Allahabad, pharmacy, and he was quite good in his business. He was even attracted the Jawaharlal Nehru, Allahabad. He has his house in Allahabad. Jawaharlal Nehru has his house. Jawaharlal Nehru is the first Prime Minister of India. And it is known that the medicines are being used by them also. And when the gurus come to Allahabad, Bhaktivedanta Swami used to take care of everything what they needs. Preaching, staying, satsang, everything he used to do. In this way, he continued from in his heart serving Srila Prabhupada. Manasa Vacha Karmana, though he is a Grastha. And he is doing as good as any sannyasi at this period. Now coming to Bhakti, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Srila Prabhupada. Today, Bhakti Vinod, I like to share with the Bhakti Vinod Thakur's words on his reasons ill, who tells that Vaishnavas die, when thou art living, still is sound. The Vaishnava die to live, and living try to spread the holy name around. We can see, due to the efforts of Bhakti Vinod Thakur efforts, the holy name is being continuing. There are so many wonderful books written by him. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, being his son, is one of the son. Actually, he prayed to Jagannath, as he was a magistrate in the Jagannath Puri. To give a beautiful child who can spread the message of Lord Chaitanya, he prayed very deeply, and the desire of his is fulfilled. He was born in Jagannath Puri. And when he was born, the umbilical cord was being surrounded on his body, like Brahmanas have the thread around their body, it was envisioned he is the messenger of Lord Vishnu. He has seen that from the symptoms of in the body features, this is not an ordinary child. And from the very young, he was very ardent follower of his father. He obediently followed his father. At the age of 3 or 4, it happened to be the mango season, the season for mangoes. Who doesn't like mangoes? The child innocently, when the mangoes came in the basket, he took one mango and tried to have. When Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, seeing this, he said, "My dear son, don't you know that we have to offer to the Lord before consuming it?" Out of his innocence, ignorance, whatever it is, he might have taken, but he maintained a single vow. He told his father, "Never I'll touch the mangoes in my life." How is it possible a child of 3 years, 4 years old take a vow? Sometimes we see as a children we take a vow. When the parents try to beat us, when you do mistakes, we vow them will not do it again. But in moment of time, after 10 minutes, when the mother goes away, that we start making mischief again. But is such a child of 3 years, he took it so seriously, even he became very old. When he was become very old, when his disciples brought baskets of mangoes to him, he said, "I am aparadhi. I did greatest offense. I cannot take mangoes." This is a wonderful quality of a Acharya. Acharya doesn't happen overnight. Who set an example? Prabhupada, Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur set an example as a Acharya, never consume mango. And he is very good in astrology. He is very good in astrology, Jyotisha. Bhaktisiddhanta title is given due to his expertise in that. And he never miscalculated the anything. Many times people come to him. Jyotisha means to see palms, palmistry and other things for marriages. He never misutilized this knowledge for the petty things. He said, "I learned this out of curiosity. Let it be used for the service of the Lord." I think our Vaishnava calendars are made from his knowledge, Bhaktisiddhanta's knowledge and the Panchanga, his expertise he used in the Vaishnava calendars. It has come from him. Even now, after so many years, we are continuing to follow the calendars. And it's so precisely correct to the point, to the seconds. Even now, we don't require to have referred to any other Panchangas actually. A few other incidents. Once his father was called to a sabha. It is supposed to be in such a way that the sabha is full of Mayavadis, Tattvavadis, Jnanavadis, Nirakarvadis, not a pure devotees. In the garb of dress as a sadhus, they organized and they want Bhaktivinoda Thakur come and speak on their behalf. They know Bhaktivinoda Thakur is a magistrate and is very popular. If he speaks, people will appreciate and will glorify them. Because he was very old, he was not able to carry the body very easily, evenly. He asked his son to go and give a lecture. He went to give the lecture. Seeing the sabha, he understood, oh, this is going to be a big mess. And he is very intelligent. That is the uniqueness of a Vaishnava. Best use of bad bargain. So many sadhus. Many people came and spoke about them, glorifying them. It continued. And when the time came for the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, he spoke so nicely all the good qualities of a Brahmana. That is the purpose of the Sabha, Then he started democking the mistakes happened in the misusing the scriptures for their own sake. When he's finding out the fault one by one, what they're doing, the mistakes, how they're misusing their intelligence, deviating the people from the path of pure bhakti. And he was continuously speaking for a long time. And these people became very angry. This Mayavadis, Tattvavadis, everybody angry. They found a way somehow to avoid this Srila Prabhupada once in a lifetime. So they called some police, and they gave big amount of money. As he goes back on the way, journey, to kill him off. Something like that. Bhaktisiddhanta, Srila Prabhupada was not aware of it. After the program, he was traveling. On the way, the police people came across. Because he's so pure, even they were not able to have a glance to his eyes. He was so pure. And they unconsciously, I think it's unconsciously, they open up saying that they cannot fool a pure Vaishnava. Nobody can fool a Vaishnava. Even if he try to, he'll be exposed. And he said, we have been paid a big, huge amount, lump sum, to kill you. Please go away from here. We'll make some excuse and we'll do something else. So that's how he escapes. There are many places he has to encounter such a situations. Never he dared to take one step behind. That is his great quality. Acharya is the quality is that set an example. Yaddat acharati shrestha tat tat eva taro janha sa pramana kurute logo tat anuvartate. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that acharati shrestha. A person who is superior, set an example, taking a step ahead. Tat tat eva taro janha. Then others meanly follow them. Sayat pramana kurte logo. This is how the society runs. See, because of Bhaktisiddhanta took a step very daringly, without any spark of fright or a loss of heart. Now we are able to continually preach in this mundane, mad world. This is have to be given credit to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada. One more great activity he has done is printing press. Very interesting thing. In Ultadanga, the first temple he established, there is a deities, opposite there is a printing press. Those days printing presses makes so much of noise because they made handmade printing presses those days. They used to make so much noise. And most of his publications used to come from his printing press. He used to have in English, he has to have Bengali and Hindi, basically three languages. When deities sleep, generally when the deities take rest, we see that no sound, the deities are disturbed. But in other ways, Bhaktisiddhanta wants the deities to hear the noise. He says, these are the bells we use for the archana, for the Lord service. The printing press sounds are bells, ringing bells. It is soothing to the Lord because Brudanga, he says, Bruhat Brudanga. Brudanga, if you make a sound of Brudanga, it can reach us to 100 yards or 200 yards, not more than that. But Bruhat Brudanga, he has given Bruhat Brudanga that it can go to every nook and corner of the world, the message. That's how these scriptures have been very powerful. A statement I cannot even imagine, which he said, in this mundane world, with keeping in the touch with the mundane activities, if they have so many newspapers printed every day. Our tattva is so enormous. We can print a newspaper every minute, a new newspaper. We have so much of information to be given. So that is the mood. He started Sajjan Toshni paper also in English and Hindi. He has eminent activities. He never kept sannyasis lazy. He always put them on foot. If some activity is completed, project is completed, they are sent to the other project. Go and finish it. Go and finish it. Never they kept with no activity. That's the amazing thing I have seen in Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati. When that was the time, the shortage of everything, because of the war, there was shortage of everything, including the food. But he always a vision, there's no shortage of devotees. How is it possible? When you want to maintain devotees, high standard devotees, you require to have high standard food supply chain, right? Continuous supply of funds, right? And so many activities simultaneously, right? How is it possible with single man? He has a huge army. It's not a one army, it's a huge army. Because in his heart is always fulfilling his desire of his Guru Maharaj, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji is unbelievably, is not highly educated, but he is a very ardent follower of Lord Chaitanya. He always chants the holy names of Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As the age comes for him to take Diksha, his father Bhaktivinoda Thakur suggested, choose wisely a guru for yourself. He never put any ifs and buts, restrictions. He knows you are very intelligent, smart, he can decide. In those days, the guruship is a big thing. It's a big thing. The popularity of gurus become more popular when they have rich disciples to them. So these gurus, generally they go for in Bengali and Orissa, they go to a rich man, Jamindars, and they become their gurus. And the Jamindars, with their family member, they serve them as the Paramatma himself, Bhagavan, Krishna himself. So, and there are so much luxury around the sadhus, sannyasis in life. So much luxury. Because Jamindars of Bengal supposed to be most rich. If you see the history of India, the Jamindars, how they have exorbitant palaces like a king and so many family members. And for them, it's very precious to have a guru who is very popular. So the gurus, so-called gurus, naam ka vaste hai, just for name gurus, they don't have any list of principles or anything, but they're very popular by word of mouth. It's very common in Bengal, even now if you go after so many years, when a sadhu goes on the road, they pay obeisances. Imagine it happened 100 years back. Bhaktisiddhanta doesn't want to say wrong example. He takes Jagannath Das Babaji as his guru. Jagannath Babaji is a very, very lonely. I'm not saying in the name of lonely means alone. He's always with God, Lord Chaitanya, and chanting the holy names of the Lord. And he goes to him, asks for permission. He begs, please, to give him initiation. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji is very close to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He used to come to meet Bhaktivinoda Thakur many times. They used to have Mahaprabhu Leela, discussions many times. He sees this young boy with his father So he knows very well he is not an ordinary son, ordinary father's son. He is a very intelligent scholar. He just doesn't want to give initiation. He just wanted to go away. He just wanted to run away to Ganga. Now, Srila Prabhupada has no other option rather than threaten his guru. If you don't give initiation to me, I will commit suicide. So he became very scared. Maybe he used to call him Bapu, Bapu. Maybe Bapu, we want to, I don't do this offense for the Lord's sake. So he gives initiation. Bhaktisiddhanta is the only disciple of his guru, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. That makes, then he never mingle, he never minimize his activities in serving his guru. His guru is a very ardent follower of Chaitanya. He always keep chanting holy names. Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati also followed his footsteps. His father being a scholar, well learned, he learned this from his father. Attachment to the holy names, serving the Vaishnavas, he learned from Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. Srila Prabhupada has so many sannyasis. Some are full-time, all are full-time sannyasis, some are kshetra sannyasis also there. I have seen in Navadip Mandal Parikrama, kshetra palak sannyasi. Kshetra sannyasi means he doesn't travel, he stays in one place and take care of the mud and activities. And this Srila Prabhupada also encouraged Babajis. Sometimes I feel how, knowing so much about the system and philosophy, how we encourage Babaji system also. But you have to understand the purpose is different. The situation at the time in the society, they say Babaji worship is there, the lineage is there. You cannot cut it off overnight. So he wanted to encourage the educated, intellectual people, though the sentiment of having a guru as a Babaji. That's all. Otherwise, it's not like a lazy Babajis. They are actively involved in the holy names and propaganda. An analogy can be given as the river flows into the ocean, at the joint, the water in the river supposed to be sweet also becomes salty because it's connected to the ocean. For many kilometers, the water is very salty. So, in the same way, the lineage, when it comes, immediately we cannot cut off. It becomes very confusing to the common soul, conditioned soul. So, maybe that is the reason he just encouraged it. So, he has done as a superhuman every sort of preaching activity in his lifetime. He has sent his followers even to London to meet Queen Victoria at that time. And they were successful to some extent. They were successful. And he had a German follower who has become very ardent follower of Lord Chaitanya. And he was a bit satisfied, I think so, in his own way, because it's not so easy like today to take a flight and go to Western countries. There are so much restrictions because we are under a British colonial rule. They put a lot of restrictions when you travel, when you preach. In spite of so much of risk, being a sadhu is himself risk. They have to take care of the diet, they have to take care of the place, they have to take care of the surroundings. Not like now. But they dared to go out of the way, and they went, and they were successful in some way. After many years, when Srila Prabhupada, our preaching, many things happened. preaching, many things happened. Bhaktivedanta Swami, following in the footsteps, after he successfully preached in America, he made many followers in America. He encouraged few of his Grostha families. Believe me, Srila Prabhupada sent sannyasis. Bhaktivedanta Swami sent Grosthas to London. Shyam Sundar Prabhu and so on. They went, 3 families went, and they started attracting the intellectuals, diplomatic people in London. They were very successful. You can read from the Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Mukunda Maharaj book, how they were successful in preaching in London. They were able to attract. So Prabhupada used to claim, he used to take credit. See, my disciples, though they're not sannyasis, they're grahasthas, they're able to propagate this message of Lord Chaitanya. My Guru Maharaj succeeded. I continuing the process. This is the mood of a Acharya, carrying the mood of a Guru. There are 3 levels of devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, one devotee takes the instruction of the Guru and follow it as it is. Whatever instruction Guru gives, he follows. Second disciple, understanding this is the instruction of Guru, which I have to follow, following the footsteps. Even Guru has not directly told him in the following. And third instruction is that knowing the mood, vision of the Guru, and taking that vision as his lifetime achievement and following it. Bhaktivedanta Swami did the third thing, lifetime achievement. Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati, Thakur Srila Prabhupada has established 64 Gaudiya Maths, some in Bangladesh, Nepal. I heard in Nepal also. But Bhaktivedanta Swami established 108 ISKCON centers around the world and transformed thousands of people life, and also distributed books in over 100 languages. Our ISKCON books are in over 100 languages. These are all not just happened overnight. Bhaktivedanta Swami has his own limitation as a grahastha. But as he taken out to sannyas order, he precisely followed exactly whatever his Guru Maharaj established. Simultaneously, he multiplied in many, many ways, multiplied everything many, many ways. So this comes from the seed of inspiration. The seed of inspiration he got when he met Srila Prabhupada in Ultadanga. What we can understand, this philosophy is not an ordinary thing. It is being connected only to the little certain amount of time, certain amount of period. No, this moment is for 10,000 years. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this moment. Bharat bhumi hoila mansha janmayara janma sadha karakori paropakara. Who had taken birth in this Bharata Varsha, janmayara janma sadha kori, janma sadha karakori. Make your life successful first. How you make your life successful? Following the 4 regulatory principles. No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. Chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Janmayara, Janma Sadha Kara Kori Paropakara. After achieving success in your life, try to give the benefit to others in your own face. Maybe someone is doing successfully preaching and establishing mutts, ISKCON temples, distributing hundreds and thousands of books, Bhagavad Gitas. You may be successful in small way. 10 Bhagavad Gita doesn't matter. Number doesn't anything for Krishna. The heart you put into it is very important. This movement has to go for 10,000 years. It is we are in a different phase in our life. I don't think it happened in any part of generations. We have electric media, we have print media, we have other methods like Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, so many process of getting connected to the people, either a 1 minute message, 10-minute message, or 1 hour message, or different manner. Content is been conceptualized to the need of the person. It is very interesting phase we are undergoing. Maybe no other Acharya has got this opportunity like us. So we have to use this opportunity, following the footsteps of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our great Acharya Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, our own founder Acharya A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and his core followers, disciples, our gurus. We can take so much of motivation from their life and achievements and see what we can do for ourselves and for our society. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Srila Prabhupada Tirobhavadin Mahotsav ki, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, His Holiness Gira Swami Maharaj ki, Sameda Bhaktunda ki, Gaur Premanande. Thank you very much for the Maharajas. I am so fortunate to have 3 Vaishnava gurus here attending my class. I am very fortunate. Thank you for blessing me. If any offenses, please forgive me. Hare Krishna. Grantha Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Sameda Bhaktunda ki, Gaur Premanande. Announcement, today afternoon we have a Pushpanjali. Pushpanjali at what time? 12:20 Pushpanjali. All of you please join us at the temple. Hare Krishna.